I made a short video about this recently about why it is the season to get paid in full upfront, not to have terms in your business. And this is why it's so important. This is an oversimplified chart of how this would work on a monthly basis and the risk of terms versus the positives of getting paid in full. This is the Amazon business model. It's not new, it's not unusual, and quite frankly, your customers are used to it. They do it everywhere they go. But if you're accepting terms because you think you have to, or you think, oh, I've always done that in the past, you need to think again. This is the season to get paid in full, or you could risk honestly going out of business. Cash flow is the number one important thing in your business. Please listen to this and see why it's so crucial before you get too far in. So we have two different scenarios here. Over here on the left, we have the cash model, and over here we have 30-day net terms. We're going to assume a starting balance on day one of $100,000. Let's say you have $100,000 in the bank on day one. On day three, in the cash example, you make a sale of $50,000. On day three, in the 30-day terms column, you also make a sale, I put it in purple, of $50,000. It's purple because it doesn't really exist. You made the sale for $50,000, but you didn't get paid for it. Technically, because it's on day three of the month and it's 30-day terms, you're not going to get paid until day 33, which is down here, which is where your 50K comes in. So we need to keep that in mind. So we still have $100,000 in the bank versus over here, if we just draw a line right there, we actually have $150,000 in the bank right now. So let's go a little further down. On day 15 of the month, you run payroll, and day 30 of the month, you're on payroll. It's $50,000 each time. Again, I understand there's operating costs involved, but let's just use these very simplified numbers. Same thing over here, $50,000, $50,000. Because this is a fictional $50,000, it's not actually in our bank account yet. Our $100,000 balance up here became $150 in cash. So we subtract 50, subtract 50. That leaves us with a net $50,000 at the end of this month in the cash example, versus on the 30-day terms example, I'm going to put it in black because it's not a good number, but it's not a negative number. We're left with zero. We subtracted 50, subtracted 50. This 50 doesn't come in until day 33. This is day 30. This is the risk of using terms exclusively or even partially in your business, because you could run into a situation like this where you got paid technically, but that 30-day window could leave you on life support, honestly, in your business, because you could have $0 in the bank. You have to pay your employees, you have to pay your vendors, whatever your other operating costs are, you have to pay them. And then what if, worst case scenario, that doesn't actually come in until 45 days? Well, then we run another payroll cycle too, if it's every 15 days. So now we're in the red $50,000 and we're hoping this money comes in. That is not a good place to be in. Versus this company, they still have $50,000 in the bank. They can start making improvements. They can hand out bonuses. They can buy capital purchases, whatever that may be. There's breathing room over here. This is a very tough place to be in. Now, again, extreme example and simple example, but the other thing to keep in mind, this is in terms of staying alive. In terms of growth, a company that uses cash terms, so paid in full at the time of placing the order, they can actually grow 7 times faster than a company that does not use cash terms. That's a wild statistic. So basically, all you have to do in order to 7x your growth is just get paid. Imagine that. It's so simple, right? It is that simple. Switch your terms to cash paid in full at the time of order and do away with this. Explore any means necessary to get that done. I promise you won't regret it. And for the people who say, well, I'm going to lose out on business because I've always done it this way, I've always had terms. Trust me, you don't want to be here in this economy. This will send you to the grave. Your business will be finished. You run that chance, honestly. I hate to be harsh. That's just the truth. Switch to this. Your business will grow. You will thrive. You will get new customers and business will be amazing. Do this, not this.